Hey filmmaker, Chung Dha here. In this video I want to talk about DIY build. Should you use it or should you not? I have to say yes, you can use DIY builds, but there is a certain level of DIY builds that you can use for certain things and certain DIY builds that you should avoid making. There is like the well-known using a lot of PVC to build a simple rig or a huge rig with it. And PVC is a nice and easy way to build things, but it doesn't look professional with most of the designs. There are shoulder rigs built out of it, there is cages, fig rigs. They all look just really cheap, especially you have to add certain extra mounts to able to mount your camera on it, and that way it becomes less professional looking. And there are certain designs that you could build that still looks professional, but mainly when would you able to use these PVC builds? If you are filming your own film or short film, I say then you can use it. That's the only moment you can use it, as it's mostly because when you use that, it's a method of keeping the price or the cost low for the production, and people wouldn't mind you to do that to keep the production cost low. But if you are hired to film at another film or hired to film an event or anything else, they would expect you to have previous experience and have like spent money on professional equipment that you have earned from previous jobs. So they expect you to have a professional rig and all those kind of stuff, tripod and everything. And they wouldn't want to see somebody with a flimsy PVC built something to show up. And there are also like really professional guys out there with really professional builds of DIY things. Mainly, a lot of the things you see that are actually sold right now as a thing used to be a DIY, because the first person that invented it had to also make it themselves. So it's also a lot of the sets and all kinds of other things people make themselves. But I have to say there are also professional people you can hire to build something, but those cost a lot. There is like a in between section between those. If you are really good in making things, if you have like a workplace with all those machineries, but there's like also slightly one thing below that, because I don't own a giant workshop and I live in an apartment complex, so I don't have the access or place to put those machineries, and also it's be very noisy. But I am able to build like something like this. This looks professional, and people did ask me where I got this and also what brand it is. I have to say I built this myself, but how am I able to build it without having to machine it? Most of my designs, I actually just go to department stores plus going to camera shops and look for every standard parts and search for them and see what kind of parts you can get. And actually, in my head, I can like build together something. This is literally built out of all the standard accessories you can find at a camera shop. You can also get all these accessories online on eBay or any website. So I just scout for parts, and then in my mind I put them together, and it's easier than to have build or machine something. And it looks more professional because these are just standard parts. I don't have to paint it, it's already painted in a certain color, and it's a much easier build. And compared to the PVC stuff, this look more like an actual product than the PVC would look more like really DIY build. I've seen people trying to sell off their DIY builds, but yeah, probably should avoid buying them uh, at all if you're really that lazy. I will come up with actually more DIY builds on this channel, which are more professional looking, and also I will try to maybe even yeah, develop some equipments myself. Especially, I find it that certain equipments or certain parts are very unavailable for most of the people out there. Like stuff like gimbals that are only like sold for big companies, so it's mostly a business to business sell. So those parts you can only order in large batches, and probably like I will try to set up a web shop that sells like simple stuff so you can build up your stuff easier. And also maybe like totally design a brand new equipment or certain equipments that normally cost you few $1,000 that you can buy it for a few hundred instead. So yeah, I have to say, yeah, that was mainly it. So mainly you have to remember it's okay to use those PVC builds, yeah, at home or for your own movies. But if you're hired, you should show up with something more professional. And also, there's one thing you should know about building your own stuff. That's our patents. It's very easy to find the designs online with of certain yeah, certain camera rigs or stuff. You can go through patents at patents.google.com, and you can find all kind of patents for camera supports and all those things. But you do have to know certain patents are granted and still are active. So you might infringe them if you just copy a design. You should look at most of them that are actually already, yeah, invalid and just gone or expired. Mainly a lot of stuff already exists since 1960, 1950s, and those expired because mainly most patents are only able to go to or only work for 20 years, and after that it becomes expired. And yeah, there are certain designs still out there that is still active. There is one that is a double shoulder rig. Even though on YouTube there is one very famous YouTube channel that shows you camera stuff, that shows you how to build a double shoulder rig, but that patent is actually still active. It's from 1979, so it's still active for several few years. So that one you probably should wait a bit to build it, and I'm not sure, but that guy can literally sue that channel for infringing and or actually telling people to infringe that patent. So that thing is a bit of a hassle, and for the rest, yeah, just make something that's easy and yeah helps you with yeah, actually just build something that really make you able to get a better shot or a certain special shot that you wouldn't be able to make with certain things. But I have to say simple stuff like a tripod or a yeah, any normal simple things that you could buy for pretty easily, that those I probably would say, yeah, don't really have to build those. Rigs, I have to say, yeah, probably you should build those because it's just so damn expensive. Wow, I can see and actually have designed several rigs from camera parts that are much, they cost much less with all those parts, and they work pretty much the same. So that was mainly it. Hopefully you guys find this information quite useful. If you have any questions, please comment below. If you have any ideas for a yeah, different episode, just contact me. If you want to see more upcoming videos, please subscribe, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.